In the dark depths of Middle-earth, hidden within the shadows of Moria and perhaps even older places, lurks a mystery that not even the wise Gandalf dared to fully explain. They are creatures with no name, no true shape, only whispers in legends and dread in the hearts of those who've glimpsed them. Known simply as the Nameless Things, they are older than the mountains, darker than the deepest pits, and perhaps as ancient as evil itself. But what are they? Were they servants of Morgoth, lingering from a forgotten age? Or are they remnants of an even older, darker world, untouched by the light of the Valor? In this video, we'll journey into the unknown and explore the nameless things of Middle-earth, their possible origins, their haunting powers, and what their presence says about the hidden dangers that lie in Tolkien's world. Ready to delve into the mysteries of the nameless things? Let's venture into the dark unknown. The nameless things are described as shapeless, eyeless, and boneless. Imagine journeying down into the deepest, lightless caverns of Moria, where echoes of movement blend with the pulse of earth. In the dark, ancient corridors, one might encounter strange, hulking creatures, a gnawing behemoth, hidden in shadow and sound alone. Perhaps these nameless things are vast, worm-like entities with armored, segmented bodies, their thick, sinewy scales grinding through the rock as they tunnel relentlessly into the earth's roots. Their mouths, lined with jagged teeth, are more tools of erosion than instruments of predation, devouring the stone itself to expand their subterranean layers. Others might describe them as ancient, otherworldly leviathans lurking in pitch-black pools, tentacles unfurling silently, each one tipped with delicate sensory filaments searching for disturbances in the rock. Imagine a creature that feels its way through the darkness, its skin slick and pale, shimmering with an unearthly phosphorescent glow so faint it barely lights its path. These tentacled horrors might grasp not out of hunger, but to protect their secret domains, retracting back into black pools with a final echoing splash. Then there is the idea of spectral creatures, shadows incarnate, that lack form in any recognizable sense. These entities might shift and ripple like smoke, their presence felt more than seen. A chill on the air, a fleeting sound that isn't quite there. Perhaps they lurk close enough to influence the mind, creating illusions so powerful that any wanderer who draws too near becomes ensnared in a world of warped reality, unable to discern what is real from what is woven by the creature's will. And finally, what if these horrors are ancient giants, creatures who tower in size beyond mortal comprehension? With forms as grotesque and twisted as the deep rocks themselves, their bones seemingly embedded with veins of glowing minerals or metal, they might hibernate for centuries, waking only to gnaw on the foundations of the earth or respond to some dark call, perhaps known only to them. In The Lord of the Rings, we encounter only brief, unsettling glimpses of the nameless things, creatures so ancient and incomprehensible that even the wise dare not investigate them deeply. When Gandalf speaks to Gimli in the dark depths of Moria, he offers perhaps the most chilling description of these beings. Far, far below the deepest delvings of the Dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. Even Sauron knows them not. They are older than he. This statement hints at an ancient primal force buried in Middle-earth's foundations, creatures gnawing at the world itself, suggesting not only age, but also a constant erosive presence. These beings are nameless, not just because no one has named them, but because they seem to defy the very framework of mortal understanding. Unlike Sauron's servants, bound to his will, the nameless things are independent and may follow an agenda all their own, existing beyond any purpose that mortal minds can grasp. Their elusive nature makes them all the more terrifying. Described as shapeless, eyeless, and boneless, they embody a horror that taps into our primal fear of the unknown. They may not be alive in any way we can comprehend, yet they possess a terrible sentience hinted at through their formless, boundaryless existence. Tolkien's concept of the monstrous, entities that cannot be fully understood or classified, finds its purest expression in these beings, whose mystery is unsettling enough to even deter the wise from probing too deeply. These beings lurk in the deep and forgotten recesses of Middle-earth. Gandalf's account places them in the deepest reaches of Moria, in tunnels untouched by even the Dwarves, where no light reaches and no mortal dares tread. However, Moria may not be the only place they reside. In Middle-earth's ancient history, dark creatures gathered around the strongholds of evil, especially Utumno, Morgoth's first and deepest fortress in the cold northern lands. If any beings could have survived that ancient era, it would be the Nameless Things, perhaps slipping into deeper tunnels as the Valar destroyed Utumno, lingering where even Sauron's gaze cannot reach. Other places in Middle-earth evoke similar darkness and mystery, such as the Barrow Downs, haunted by restless spirits. Though Tolkien never directly links the Nameless Things to these hills, the Barrow Downs share that timeless, foreboding quality that suggests the presence of entities older than any living memory. These shadows, along with the Nameless Things, remind us of the hidden depths and haunted places within Middle-earth, realms that are best left undisturbed. Tolkien once said, "Some things are not meant to be known." The Nameless Things embody this philosophy, existing as symbols of the enduring mysteries within Middle-earth. Perhaps their encounter would unravel the mind, revealing terrors that the world itself hides away. In a world teeming with dragons, orcs, and trolls, the Nameless Things are unique, a chilling reminder of how vast and enigmatic Tolkien's world truly is, and how much remains beyond our understanding. While much about the Nameless Things remains shrouded in mystery, some speculate that these creatures possess disturbing abilities, each more terrifying than the last. In the depths of Middle-earth, where few dare venture, these ancient beings are said to emit sounds that go beyond mere noise, screeches and wails that seem to claw into the mind and haunt the spirit. Such sounds could strip the courage from even the bravest, leaving only dread in their wake. Tales and whispers suggest that the Nameless Things also have the power to create illusions, a rare and formidable skill in Middle-earth. Unlike the visible and physical illusions of Sauron, which could manifest as tangible deceptions, the illusions of the Nameless Things might be more insidious, twisting reality and altering perception until one loses all sense of what's real. Travelers who might accidentally wander too close could find themselves trapped in a maze of shifting shadows, seeing sights that defy logic or even reliving their worst fears. Even more unsettling are the rumors of their mind-bending abilities. While the mind control of the ringwraiths works through the power of the One Ring, these ancient beings need no such artifact. It's whispered that they can burrow into the mind, subtly bending the will of those who come too near. Unlike the domineering control of Sauron or Saruman, the Nameless Things' influence might be more gradual and subtle, eroding the mind over time until the person is left empty or lost. This quiet corruption is almost worse than overt domination, suggesting that those who encounter these beings may slowly lose themselves to a terror they can neither fight nor understand. If true, these abilities place the Nameless Things beyond even the greatest powers of the Dark Lords, making them a unique horror among Tolkien's creatures. Their capacity for mental influence hints at a knowledge of minds that perhaps even Sauron lacks, an ancient primordial knowledge that no mortal or Maya would ever hope to understand. Whatever their powers truly are, they add another layer to the mystery and fear surrounding the Nameless Things, leaving one to wonder if these beings are perhaps as dangerous as they are mysterious. The nameless things in Middle-earth hint at something beyond the known creatures of Arda. Some fans believe Tolkien introduced them, along with other enigmatic beings like Ungoliant and Tom Bombadil, to represent ancient forces that are simply beyond the comprehension of elves, men, and even the mighty Maya. In a world where Sauron, Morgoth, and other dark powers are well defined, these beings are intentionally left mysterious, nameless perhaps because they defy all classification or understanding. Some things are dark and full of sorrow that are not evil. This quote reminds us that not all ancient powers can be easily understood or judged by the standards of Middle-earth. The nameless things embody this ambiguity, existing outside of any moral or even natural framework, evoking a primal fear rooted in the unknown. One compelling theory posits that the nameless things predate Arda itself, originating in the primordial void, also known as Avakuma. In Tolkien's cosmology, the void represents a space outside of creation, an abyss of timeless darkness that existed before Eru Ilúvatar brought forth the Ainur, and before the music of the Ainur shaped the world. It's a realm of chaos, untouched by order, beauty, or light. If these creatures emerged from the void, they could embody a primal chaos that even the Ainur could not tame or understand. In the beginning, there was Eru, the One, who in Arda is called Ilúvatar, and he made first the Ainur, the Holy Ones, that were the offspring of his thought, and they were with him before aught else was made. This quote speaks of Eru creating the Ainur to shape the world, but it also underscores the existence of the void, the unformed expanse that lay beyond the Ainur's touch. The nameless things, in this interpretation, may be echoes of this ancient darkness, relics of a time before form and order. Existing outside Eru's intended design, they are creatures of shadow and terror, untouched by the harmony of the music. In essence, they are living, breathing vestiges of the void, manifestations of a primordial fear that predates even the Valar. Imagine, then, that these beings are neither fully alive nor dead, existing as shades of an ancient reality that still gnaw at the foundations of Arda. Their presence would suggest that there are places in Middle-earth where even the Valar's light has never reached, echoing the void's darkness and mystery. In this view, the nameless things are not just hidden, they embody a horror so ancient that even the Ainur would hesitate to acknowledge it, lest they recall a time before Eru brought the world into being. An alternative theory suggests that the nameless things might be part of Eru Ilúvatar's greater design, serving as instruments to add depth, contrast, and complexity to the world of Arda. Unlike Melkor, whose discord was intended to sow chaos, Eru's response to his rebellion implies that even dark, unpredictable forces have a place in his grand vision. In the Silmarillion, Eru tells Melkor, "And thou, Melkor, shalt see that no theme may be played, that hath not its uttermost source in me, nor can any alter the music in my despite, for he that attempteth this shall prove but mine instrument in the devising of things more wonderful." This passage suggests that even darkness and discord ultimately serve Eru's purposes, acting as a counterpoint to light and order. Within this framework, the nameless things might be instruments of Eru's unknowable wisdom. As shadows lurking in the deepest places, they remind all who encounter them of the limits of mortal understanding. They may represent the inescapable reality of mystery within creation, symbols of the hidden depth of Arda itself. In this way, the nameless things might serve a purpose beyond mortal comprehension. By embodying terror, mystery, and the unknown, they could challenge the children of Ilúvatar to confront fear and uncertainty. Just as the beauty of Middle-earth's light and goodness is sharpened by the presence of evil, these creatures add an essential darkness to Arda's harmony. They may be beings created not as servants of Melkor's malice, but as Eru's reminder that mystery and fear have a place in the world. These beings humble even the wise, compelling them to accept that not all things can be known or controlled. Finally, some fans speculate that the Nameless Things are remnants of Melkor's corrupting influence. As the first Dark Lord, Melkor wielded a unique power to twist and distort life, creating orcs from elves and trolls from ent-like creatures. His legacy of destruction left deep scars on Arda, and perhaps the Nameless Things are relics of his dark experimentation, corrupted beings abandoned in Middle-earth's hidden depths. To Melkor, among the Ainur, had been given the greatest gifts of power and knowledge, and he had a share in all the gifts of his brethren. This quote emphasizes the extraordinary power Melkor held among the Ainur, including his unique ability to twist and shape life to his own purposes. Melkor's gift for manipulating life allowed him to pervert natural creatures, turning them into instruments of malice and fear. It's conceivable that the Nameless Things could be failed experiments or abandoned creations, born of Melkor's hatred and desire to leave a lasting blight upon Middle-earth. The Nameless Things, in this view, might exist as dark relics of Melkor's experiments, gnawing away at the roots of the earth, relentless and purposeless, embodying his hatred for creation. Perhaps Melkor himself could not fully control them, leaving them to haunt the places where no light reaches, untouched even by his final defeat. This theory places the Nameless Things as haunting reminders of Melkor's wrath, a testament to the corruption that even the greatest powers of Arda could not fully cleanse. As we wrap up our journey into the depths of Middle-earth and explore the unfathomable mystery of the Nameless Things, one final question remains. Are these beings merely ancient remnants, echoes of a lost and chaotic time? Or could they have a purpose, one that lies hidden in the shadows, waiting to emerge? Perhaps they exist not as mindless horrors, but as guardians or even instruments of something older and more profound, bound to a purpose that not even the wise could comprehend. Tolkien once wrote that some things are not meant to be known. The Nameless Things might represent that very idea, being so old and so deeply embedded in the world that even Sauron, even the Valar, could not control or fully understand them. Maybe they hold knowledge beyond mortal reach, or a secret waiting to be discovered in the darkest depths of Middle-earth. In the end, the Nameless Things are exactly that: nameless, unknown, and perhaps unknowable. They leave us to wonder about the deeper mysteries of Arda, those corners of Middle-earth left in shadow by Tolkien himself. So, I leave you with this question. What do you think? Are the Nameless Things simply nightmares lurking in the dark? Or could they be something more, an ancient part of Iru's design, with a purpose we can only begin to imagine? Let me know your theories and thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for journeying with me into the unknown.